It's hard to believe that making $100 was one of the most impactful and memorable moments of my career and my journey into becoming an entrepreneur. And because I made $100, that gave me the momentum and motivation to make millions. And I'm going to share why this is so huge, why this is such a huge milestone that many entrepreneurs don't reach. And we're going to find out what that means and how you can make more right now. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is Wealth Hacker Labs, the channel dedicated to teaching you new ways to grow wealth that is not taught to you in schools or by your parents. I am your gracious host, Jeff Rose, and we're talking about making $100. Now, chances are if you're watching this, you've already made $100 in your life, and most likely that didn't change your life that much. You didn't retire, you didn't go buy a new house, you didn't go buy a new car, you probably paid some bills and maybe grabbed a cheeseburger at some fast food restaurant. Hopefully In-N-Out Burger, because there isn't a better cheeseburger on the planet than In-N-Out Burger. I mean, come on, I got the hat. That's how good it is. So you're probably wondering why me making $100 had such a huge impact on my life and my career, and why did it, or how did it help me make millions? And before I share that, what I want to start is with a quick backstory and what this channel is all about. This channel is called Wealth Hacker Labs, and we're all about accelerated wealth building. We want to be able to build wealth much faster than our parents, much faster than our grandparents. We want to be able to enjoy our wealth when we're young and we're healthy and we can get the most out of it and our life. And if this resonates with you, go ahead and hit that like button because you know you want to build wealth and everybody else too.
Hey man, I like it.
In my journey, the idea of building wealth at a much faster, accelerated rate didn't start until I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And in Kiyosaki's book, he talks about how most people are trained to go to school, get good jobs, and aren't taught the basics and fundamentals needed to actually build real wealth. Now, I love that book, and I would recommend it to anyone that hasn't yet achieved that mindset, that believes that you can create a different you, a new path, and build wealth much faster and much greater than what you are comfortable with. But with that book, the one thing that I had to say is that it didn't give you an exact blueprint on what to do. It gave me the motivation, it gave me the inspiration, but I had to go out and figure it out on my own. And that began a journey of taking more risk, exploring new things, trying out any business ideas, all business ideas that I thought were a good fit for me until I finally found what works. But the hope I have and the reason why I started this channel, Wealth Hacker Labs, is show people how to hack their wealth is because I know many of you have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or other books that have inspired you, that you know that there is something else out there, that you know that you can do greater things and you can build wealth at an accelerated rate. But like me, when I was younger, you don't know where to start and you don't know what to do. So many of you just don't do anything. Paralysis by analysis, you let fear creep in and you don't take that first step. So to help you take action and begin that journey of achieving accelerated wealth even faster than I have, I wanted to create some sort of framework that will take you out of that paralyzed state, take you out of that state of fear, and prompt you to do the first thing. So what I have created, this framework, is what I'm calling the M.O.R.E method. When I reflected back on my entrepreneur journey, I was able to see that there were certain things that I did that had a huge and dramatic impact on my life. And when I also looked at other successful entrepreneurs, I realized that they were doing a lot of the same things. And that's where the M.O.R.E method came from. So what exactly is the M.O.R.E method? Well, the first M stands for mentor. And I've talked about this a lot on the channel, the importance of finding a mentor. But sometimes we get stuck because we think, oh, I've got to go find somebody that's a multi-millionaire or a billionaire that I can sit down with and have coffee and they're going to share with me everything that I need to do. But realistically, you probably don't have that person in your network. And if you did, you probably wouldn't be watching this channel. So sometimes you got to realize that a mentor doesn't have to be somebody that you meet with in person. So for me, starting my entrepreneurial journey, like one of my first mentors was Robert Kiyosaki from his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, I've never met Robert in person. We've never tweeted at each other. I've never emailed Robert, but his books and all of his information changed me. It gave me what I needed to change my mindset and start trying new things. So for you, your first mentor could be a book. It could be a podcast. It could be a blog. It doesn't have to be somebody that you meet in in person. The second M stands for mastermind group. And once again, this is something I talk about a lot, but a mastermind group is quite simply a group of people that have similar interests, similar goals, and you're going to hold each other accountable to make sure that you do just that you don't give in, that you don't quit. You got somebody that's willing to listen to all your pain points and also all your successes. It wasn't until I joined a mastermind group earlier in my career where I really saw some exponential growth. It was so helpful to surround myself with other successful, high-achieving entrepreneurs, people that I can go to with my problems, but also share my wins. All right, the second letter O stands for open. And the first part of that is open some sort of investment account. Now, if you already have an investment account open, good for you. Congratulations, that's awesome. But many of you I know are still waiting. I'm not really sure what you're waiting for, but you still haven't started investing. So I don't care where you open this investment account. It can be with M1 Finance. It could be with a local brokerage firm. It could be with Lending Club or Fundrise or Fidelity or Vanguard. I don't care where you open it. All I care is that you do and you start investing. In my own personal journey, it wasn't until I started investing $25 a month into a mutual fund that it really impacted me. Now you're probably wondering, like, what did $25 a month do for you? But here's what it did. Prior to that, I had never invested. I had never opened up an investment account. I don't think I even knew what a mutual fund is. But the fact that I opened an investment account, started investing, I started getting statements, and I started educating myself on how the stock market works and researching other mutual funds. And I gained so much in that experience as opposed to reading another book on investing or listening to another podcast on investing. You will always learn more by taking action than researching the action that you need to take. The second O stands for opening your personal equity fund. Now, you may have heard the term private equity fund, but what I'm talking about here is your personal equity fund. Now, you may already have your emergency fund, you may have like a savings account, your rainy day fund, whatever that is. This is entirely different. A personal equity fund is a savings account that you set aside that you're going to funnel money into it for the sole purpose of investing in yourself. Investing in yourself could be buying a course, it could be hiring a coach, it could be joining a coaching program. It could be buying more books or subscribing to some sort of membership community that's going to give you the information you need on whatever your business idea is. The key here is you have to change your mindset and stop asking yourself, how much does it cost? Instead of actually asking yourself, what do I need to invest my money into? The key mindset shift here is stop asking how much things are going to cost. Like, how much is this coaching program going to cost me? It's not about a cost anymore. It's about the willingness to invest in yourself. All right, the R stands for research, but with research, we have to have boundaries. All right, so you've got your mindset shift, you got your mentors, you got your mastermind, you're ready to start rocking and rolling. So you need to do research on what you're going to do. Is it a product that you're going to develop? Is it some sort of online course? Is it a book? Is it a membership program? Is it a e-commerce store? Is it a physical product? There are so many different things that you can do. You've got to do some research to figure out what the market needs. So this could be buying more books, listening to podcasts. It could be joining Facebook groups and just listening, asking questions and listening on what they may need, some sort of product or service that hasn't been created yet, or there's something already out there, but you know that you can do something better. But I say research with boundaries because you can research too much. I know for me, I am the type of person that I want to know everything about everything. And I finally recognized I don't need to know everything about everything. I just need to know enough to get started now. This is often referred to as just-in-time learning. So for example, if you want to create a course on swimming, but you haven't created the course yet, then you don't need to buy a course that shows you how to use Facebook ads to market your course. You've got to finish the course first. All right, the last part of the M.O.R.E method is E, which stands for execute and enjoy. So you've been doing your research, you've been going through Facebook groups, asking questions, doing surveys, emailing everybody in your network, trying to gather information, and you've got your mentors and you're ready to do something. This is the most scariest part, but you've got to put it out there. Even if you don't think that you're ready, you don't know until you put it out there to the marketplace and let them decide what things that you need to change, what things that you need to improve, or if you need to scrap the idea altogether. So going back to my personal journey, that was launching my blog, Good Financial Sense, when I didn't even know what blogging was. But I launched it, I started writing blog posts that were horrible, but I hit publish where anybody in the world could read it. Now, granted, nobody in the world knew it existed, but I still put it out there. And after publishing blog post after blog post after blog post for 9 months, 9 months later, I finally earned my first Google AdSense check, which was, well, it wasn't just $100, it was $152. But for me, that was such a huge milestone in my life. And that's what I want to stress to you, is that this is the challenge. As you go through this M.O.R.E method, the first milestone that I want you to hit is making $100. I don't care how you do it, whatever the side hustle is, if it's a service, if it's a product, if it's an online product, I don't care what it is. Your goal is to make that first $100, because when you do, it gives you this sense of accomplishment. It gives you momentum, and it shows you that it can be done. I know it sounds crazy, but when I made that $152, when I got that Google AdSense check, I just remember I was so alive. I was so excited. And keep in mind, like, I was making over 6 figures a year with my financial planning business. So $152 wasn't much, but it showed me that it was possible, that I could do something that I didn't have any skill set on, something that was out of my comfort zone, and I could do it. And that just gave me even more motivation to figure out how I could make more and make more and make more. And that's why the M.O.R.E method is so crucial if you have all those steps. And with all those steps, you can make more. And I talked to so many entrepreneurs that experience the same thing. They started something, barely made anything as compared to their 9-to-5 job or whatever they were making, like freelancing. But it was this idea, this burning desire that they couldn't let go, that they knew that there was something else there. They knew that there was something more, and they kept pushing, kept pursuing. And that, my friends, is why the M.O.R.E method worked for me, why it worked for other successful entrepreneurs, and why it can work for you. So my question to you, do you want to make more? Have you implemented all parts of the M.O.R.E method? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you, appreciate the comments, the views, the likes, the subscribes, all that stuff, all the support of this channel. This is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Until next time, peace.